Oh, I didn't see you there. Welcome to my devlog on Future Warfare. In this video, we're going to be randomizing the purchasing cards for the Dreadnought side, and we're going to be making some small adjustments to the game itself. Ah, these headphones. Getting caught on my chair. And we're going to be adding in the upgrades for the Plasma Conductor, which is the unit we added to the game in the last video. So sit back and relax and enjoy the process. First off, I want to update the playing cards to make them randomize. The reason I want to do this is to prevent the player from spamming a certain type of unit. I can see this being an issue further down in development when a player has a fully upgraded unit, and it would just make sense to spam that unit, right? It would be most cost effective. So that would take away from the strategy of the game. So if it's randomized, then it'll force the player to think more strategically. And secondly, it's going to add a lot of replayability to the game, since no playthrough is going to be the same. So if you look over in the hierarchy to the left, you can see I made a buying cards position parent. And this parent's going to contain 6 children, and each one's going to be a spawning position for a buying card. So we have 6 individual card slots in the UI. Here I created a new script, random card generator. For the main contents of the script, I basically just copied from Upgrade Shop. Since the Upgrade Shop is randomized, we can use that code to randomize the purchasing cards. With the code we have right now, it's going to choose out of one of the 6 Dreadnought purchasing cards, and it's going to fill in each of those individual slots. Awesome, so we can see that the randomized cards are being spawned in properly. However, once I try to click on one, we get the good old argument out of range error. After doing some searching on the internet, I realized the solution to this problem was to create a singleton. And the reason I need to create a singleton this time around is because I'm instantiating these randomized cards, whereas before the purchasing cards were attached to the UI as a game object. So I kind of need a manager script, and not just only any manager script. I need to get a singleton manager script, because I mean, I barely know what a singleton manager does, but from my understanding is that it creates an instance, a single instance of this script, which is what we want for our queue, right? Like when we're queuing up units, there's only going to be one queue for that, one instance for that. So we don't want multiple instances, which could create issues. So I went ahead and moved over the methods from the queue manager red script and dropped them into the game singleton manager. And of course, once upon doing that, I have to change the reference to those methods in our other scripts. So to get the queue to work properly, we're going to set the position equal to the counts of the list that's handling the queue. So if we have 2 units queued up, then the next unit will properly be assigned to the position of 2. We also want the purchasing card to be destroyed once clicked on. So we're just going to add that at the very end of this method. And when clicked, they spawn in the unit. Using the debug.log, I printed out the size of the list of the purchasing cards, and it turns out it was double what it should be. To fix this, at the start function, I added in a card position equal new list so that the list is reset, and that seems to do the trick. We have the randomized cards being spawned in, and when clicked, they are added to the queue properly. and thus spawned in. I don't know why it's taking me this long to realize it, but I felt like the pacing of the game was very slow. So I'm deciding on pretty much doubling the movement speed of every unit in the game, so that the player is just not sitting there watching the units slowly walk to battle each round. As of currently, we don't have any way of clearing the cards out when the round's ended. And when a new round is started, we don't have any way of re-randomizing and spawning in new cards. So to do that, we're just going to create a simple clear cards method that will be activated when the end round button is clicked. And when the start round button is clicked, the spawn random cards is simply called again. Let's switch over to making some upgrades for the Plasma Conductor. These upgrades are going to be purchasable through the upgrade shop. This is going to be the damage upgrade 1 for the Plasma Conductor, increasing the Plasma Conductor's base damage of 55 to 70. Here we have the damage upgrade 2, which is going to build off of the last damage upgrade. This one's going to have a larger increase of base damage from 70 to 100. Now for the health upgrades, we have health upgrade 1, which is going to increase the Plasma Conductor's base HP of 250 to 450. And of course, building off of the last health upgrade, we have health upgrade 2, which is going to further increase the Plasma Conductor's max HP of 450 to 750. For the last upgrade, we have our unique upgrade for the Plasma Conductor, Sustained Plasma Laser. This upgrade will change the Plasma Conductor's attack to a continuous attack rather than just a single fire laser. So once the Plasma Conductor begins its attack, it'll continuously deal damage until the unit right in front of it is destroyed, while also still damaging the units in its range. So damage will be dealt every second, and the attack damage is going to be halved. So if the Plasma Conductor's base damage is, let's say, 100, then its base damage is going to be 50 with this upgrade. But given that it's going to be dealing 1 damage every second, or dealing that 50 damage every second, it's going to be putting out a lot more damage because that damage is being applied at a faster rate. So now we need to create the methods for each of these upgrades. I'm going to add them into our Dreadnought credit script, which is our temporary script to hold all of our upgrade methods. So these methods are going to be pretty simple for the damage and health. So they're just going to check and see if the player has enough credits to purchase this upgrade. And if they do, we're going to adjust the Plasma Conductor's new max HP or new damage. And for the unique Sustained Plasma Laser upgrade, we're just going to simply set a bool variable to true. We're going to have an if statement check and see if that bool variable is true. And if it is true, then we're going to run our Sustained Plasma attack method. If it's not true, then we're just going to run our standard attack. Upon trying to create the Sustained Plasma Laser method, I realized that there's going to be a lot of repeating code. I think it would just be a more efficient way of going about this. So the if statement we're going to be using is going to check and see if the Sustained Plasma Laser upgrade is not active, or the Plasma Conductor is no longer attacking. Then we're going to have the Plasma Conductor finish its attack. I decided that I'm going to create a separate animation for the Sustained Plasma Laser. And for the Sustained Plasma Laser, I wanted to have a more condensed look to it, rather than the regular plasma laser is kind of just like a blast. So we're going to play this starting animation here, and then it's going to drop into our second animation, which will be a loop. And this animation here will loop until the plasma conductor is no longer attacking. Now let's switch over to the coding aspect. So I'm going to create a new method called sustain plasma attack. And we're going to put an if statement that's going to delay when the damage is applied. This upgrade's going to have the plasma conductor deal the damage every second. So that's going to be what our delay timer is going to be set to. And we only want to run this method when the upgrade is active. So with the code we have so far, as we can see, we still have a few more things we need to fix. One being the plasma laser is spawned in and isn't destroyed. And the second being the plasma conductor doesn't attack a second time. So inside the plasma conductor attack trigger script, we're going to go into our onTriggerExit2D method. So once one of the Galaxian's hitboxes exits the plasma conductor's hitbox, we're going to access this part of the code. So that will happen when one of the Galaxians is destroyed. So once that happens, we're going to reset all of our variables so that the next time the plasma conductor goes back into attacking mode, it is reset. And we're also going to destroy the plasma laser. So I'm going to use GameObject.find to do this. Sick. So we got our sustained plasma laser upgrade working properly now. Upon seeing this upgrade in action, it does seem a bit overpowered. So I'm going to decrease the range of the plasma conductor so that it's only hitting 3 units instead of 4. Because it just completely cleared those tempests like nothing. Now that it's hitting only 3, it definitely seems a bit more balanced. Thank you so much for watching this devlog on Future Warfare. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.